Hello everyone, and welcome to Joe and Zach Survival. Today we're making a video. We're going to be collecting some acorns. I was out looking today and I see they're starting to fall, I think thanks to the squirrels that have been climbing around up there. And I'm going to collect these, get them dried out, and we're going to go through the process and get it ground up into acorn flour. Now I have both red oaks and white oaks here. I know in different parts of the world they're called different things, but here it's a red oak or it's a white oak. And I'm just finding them laying all over on the ground, so I'm just going to take them and take this back part off. I know you all know what an acorn looks like, but anyway, right there, I'm going to pop this back part off of them, and we just want to keep the nut. And they're scattered all over. They're going to be falling more and more, but there's enough now to do this, and now's a good time to grab them before something eats them all up. Just so you can see, this is a red oak right here. That's what the bark looks like. And here is what the leaf looks like. Now we'll go over and we'll take a look at a white oak. Here is the white oak. It's a lighter bark on it for sure. The trees grow a little bit different, but they're basically, this is the leaf. The edges of the leaf, the lobes on it are more rounded. Okay, so there we have the two acorns before I take them out of that bottom thing. Well, I collected last night, and then Zach came out and helped me collect some this morning. We ended up with that many, quite a few actually. Now just comes the boring task of there's several ways to do this, but the way I'm going to do it is I'm now going to take the meat out of here, or the nut. And you just simply got to crack the nut. It's just going to be real time consuming, and then just pull this out and separate that meat from the nut shell. So, and I am not going to bore you with watching all this. I'll take care of this and we'll come back when this is all done. Okay, well, as you can see, I got them all shelled. I didn't do all of them, and it was surprising to me how many of them, even though you inspect them for holes, how many of them ended up having bugs in them, worms. It was just amazing. This took quite a while. You know, this was the longest part of this whole thing, but now all I'm going to do is the next step here. We're going to put them into a blender, any way you want to do it. This is the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to crush them up first before I get the tannin out. And so a lot of people will just put it right in just a bucket and let it leach for a couple weeks and dump it out. Some people like to boil the whole nuts. I kind of like this way to do it because it's going to be quicker, and I'm going to get my results, right away. This stuff has so much fat content in it that it just likes to stick, so I don't know if a blender was the best way to go, but it's what I've got, so that's what I'm using. We just want to get it all crushed up. Like these bigger ones are going to have to go back in. I just want it to all be roughly chopped. Well, for this next step, what we're going to do is just put a piece of cloth inside of a colander. And as you can see with this, I couldn't get it all ground up as fine as I want to. What we're going to do is wash out. We're going to get rid of the tannin that's in here that makes this inedible. And I know a lot of my acorns were white oak, and with those we have you don't have to do as much of this processing, but we're going to do it anyway because I don't want it to be bitter. But since I got the bigger chunks, I'm going to wash this. Then I'm going to pop it in the oven and let it mostly dry. And then what I'm going to do is come back and grind it and run this process again so I can get it down real fine. We're just going to run warm water, and you can see that how brown that water is when it comes out, and that's the tannins that are washing out of it. Just going to get this filled up, and then we're just going to squeeze everything out of it.
Oh, weird, it looks like hot.
You don't want to drink that though. And now I'm running it through a second time. You can actually look at how brown that is.
Is it supposed to come out clear?
It should be fairly clear, yep.
Oh.
Yeah, it's getting quite a bit clearer now.
When it starts like that, that's the tannin or whatever?
Yep, that's the tannins. Could use that to tan a deer hide. Okay, well this is our 4th time that we're running it through, and it's starting to get pretty clear. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this in the oven and dry it out like I said, and then re-grind it, and then I'll run it again. There's no reason to get all this out right now because I'm going to have to do this anyway, again. You know, I put the oven on the lowest temperature it'll go. This one will go to 170. And then we'll just spread this real thin. And we'll get it dried out a little bit, and then I'll re-grind it. Okay, well, it's all dried out now. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to grind it one more time until it gets fine. And then we're going to run it through that water again. And all we're going to do is run it until when we taste it, it does not taste bitter. And then it's ready to, then I'll re-dry it, and we'll have our final product. Well, we got her finished. We ended up with about 3/4 of a cup of acorn flour. It's more like the consistency of like a meal, like cornmeal or something like that. But it'll be really interesting to make that in a bannock. And we're gonna, like the other ones we've been doing, we're gonna do that this winter. Anyway, that was a good video. I'm glad I learned how to do that and everything, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for watching the Joe and Zach Survival Channel.